This is October 29, 2025. Salaam is burning. A police truck flips in the middle of Nelson Mandela Road. Flames climb higher than the billboard. Black smoke drifts over the skyline. Hundreds of young Tanzanians chant one phrase again: "We want our country back." Phones record, live stream freeze, a gas station explode behind them. By 6 p.m. there was a curfew, and by 7 internet was gone. By morning, soldiers were on the street. How did a country once prayed for calm end up here? How did a woman once hailed as a reformer become its most feared ruler? To answer that, let us rewind back to 25 days. On October 4, 2025, a Saturday afternoon, a man in an Air Force uniform looked straight into his phone. His name, Captain John Charles Tesha, a weapon instructor and a patriot. "Your government is stealing from you," he says, "and if you don't stop them, the nation will collapse." He calls on the military to save Tanzania. No one has said such a thing on camera for 60 years. And within hours, his video flooded TikTok and WhatsApp groups across East Africa. 2 days later, he's discharged and he disappears. Why would a decorated officer throw away his career just like that? Around March 2021, President John Magufuli died. Officially a heart failure, unofficially from COVID, the disease he denied existed. Magufuli was the bulldozer, building road, firing corrupt officials on live TV, forcing foreign companies to pay Tanzania its shares, a nationalist and an autocrat in equal measure. When he died, the grief was real. 2 days later, his vice president, Samia Suluhu, took the oath, the first woman to lead an Eastern African nation. She promised reconciliation, reform, and building. The world cheered. CNN called her the moderate face of Tanzania. For a moment, hope returned. She lifted ban on media, freed some prisoners, reopened diplomacy, acknowledged COVID. They called her Mama Samia. To understand her fall, you have to understand the machine in which she inherited. CCM, Chamacha Mapinduzi, the party of the revolution. It has ruled since 1977. Every president, every parliament, every contract. At first, CCM carried Julius Nyerere's dream of African socialism, but ideology fades. Power remains. After 60 years, the dream became habit. Around Samia sat the untouchables, the generals, business tycoons, former presidents like Jakaya Kikwete. They smiled at her oath, but their eyes said, "You are temporary." She faced a choice, either to fight them and risk everything, or walk with them and keep the throne. And with that, she chose power. And in 2023, the optimism changed. Cabinet reshuffles come one after another. Reformer disappears, loyalists return. And by mid-2024, police truck replaced press conferences. 500 activists arrested in a single day. 3 weeks later, opposition rallies rally round. Then people start to vanish. July 26th, Don Gipama, youth organizer, was gone. August 18, 2 more, Gia and Jacob Godwin, abducted. September 6, Ali Kipao dragged off a bus in daylight. 2 days later, his body was found, beaten, acid poured on his face. 83 disappearances confirmed by lawyer, counted 200 counted by the UN. And then a cartoon broke the silence. The Citizen's newspaper released an animation, a woman flipping TV channels as families plead for missing loved one. Everyone recognized the face and the clip went really viral. The government shut the papers down for threatening unity. Do you want proof of fear? There it is. In Dodoma prison, Tundu Liswa Wait, a man who survived 16 bullets in 2017, is now charged with treason. His offense was calling for electoral reforms, 5 postponed trials because keeping him locked up is his own death sentence. Foreign lawyers fly in to help. Tanzania deports them at the airport. The president says she's protecting sovereignty. But what everybody could see is that she was actually protecting control. Journalists whisper, be careful of what you post. In Tanzania, silence becomes self-defense. October 18, 2025, at the Kenya-Tanzania border, opposition deputy John Mika is detained. He live-streamed it, and within hours, crowds gathered. Kenyans, Tanzanians, strangers holding their phones. No violence, no weapon, just eyes to the world. And after 6 hours, he was released. And that day, the young people learned something really powerful. That's when the world is watching, Dictator blinks. Tesha video resurfaced. He names Kilikwete, Stamhazis, accusing them of building a shadow state and killing Magufuli by betrayal. He says the army must restore order, and the government called it treason. But the youth call it truth. His face spreads unchecked. Hashtag I am Tesha, trending all over social media. Memes crowns him Tanzania Traore. 3 days later, state TV warns sharing seditious content is a crime, but it's too late. Tesha had become a legend. At dawn, ballot box open. 16 names, none that matters. Chadema banned, Lizu jailed. The outcome decided before the first vote. And by noon, streets empty. By 3, they ignite. Tires burned, posters torn down, chants echo through the city, we want our country back. Police started with firing tear gas, then bullets, and at 6 p.m. we have a curfew, and at 7, internet dies, hospital fails, news anchors smile, state TV announces commanding lead. Zambiza celebrates, the mainland bleeds, and by morning, soldiers guard every intersections. Foreign journalists barred, no independent coverage. The UN confirms 10 deaths. Amnesty says 100. Positions were claiming 700. That is not a margin of error. That's a collapse of reality. Dar es Salaam wakes up to silence. Checkpoint chokes every road. Embassies tell staffs to hide. Social media gone. Foreign diplomats release polite statements. China urges stability. India calls for restraint. The US expressed concern. Then moves on. Money speaks louder than democracy. $11 billion in Chinese projects. Ports, railway, coppers is risking that for human rights. SADC congratulate Tanzania for peaceful election. Peaceful, but everybody knows that this thing is not actually peaceful. Air is actually very quiet. And weeks later, Samia appears on TV wearing CCM green. Tanzania has chosen peace. She smiles. No question, no praise. No press, just home of victory. But outside, the smoke hasn't cleared. On walls of Zanzibar, graffiti appears overnight. A woman's silhouette dissolving into ashes. Student of Nairobi wears shirts that read 10 or 700. The number has become a whisper, a password, a prayer. And across East Africa, people ask, how did the symbol of hope become the architect of fear? And when a reformer inherits broken system, they either change them or they become them. Samia chose survivor, and survivor demands silence. And history will not remember her as Tanzania's first female president, but as the woman who proved that dictator can also smile. And monkey's day to die comes, and old Swahili proverb says, all trees become slippery. The regime still stands because she was finally sworn in, but the branches are sleek with smoke. So what do you actually think about this woman? What do you think about her action? What do you think about Tanzania? What story have you heard? What do you actually think about this woman? Because you will have expected that being a woman, probably there will be empathy. Being a woman, probably this woman will not do all of these shenanigans. Being a woman, probably people will be able to not protest on the street, trying to loot out things, try to destroy things, trying to go to the airport and having all of these shenanigans that we are seeing all over social media. But I guess everybody is still a human being, whether be it a male or a female. You can still carry out atrocities if given power. So what do you actually think about her? And for those that love her, let me know the reason why you love her. Let us hear from you.